On this damp and rainy day, we are kicking off a week living with the new F-150, the brand new Ford F-150, arguably the most important vehicle in the Ford lineup. And the exciting thing is, this is the Powerboost, the hybrid version, the new F-150 Powerboost. This is not my first time spending some time with this truck. It was actually dropped off a couple weeks ago, and within the first 12 hours, I managed to get a shard of metal from the road into the passenger rear tire, and it very much deflated the rear tire. The Ford team kindly picked it up. I got a new tire back a couple weeks later, so now we're going to be spending a full week checking out this F-150 and seeing what it's like to live with. We'll talk a bit about the technology, show you guys some of the features, and essentially live with this truck for a full week. Here is some interesting behavior. I'm just cruising along, maintaining the speed already, so the engine is completely off. With just light application of the throttle, I can get like a little bit of acceleration, but anytime I give it a little bit more, request more, the engine will fire on. Also, you'll note the tachometer just gives you like the number of revs in terms of thousands, so 1.3 thousand, 1,300 revs. We do have the dial around the outside, but it's different. You don't have all the individual little numbers, so it's more minimalistic. The transmission selector goes down and we have a table, like an actual flat work surface for eating food or working. You can put a laptop on here. This is pretty cool, actually. I personally don't, I mean, for this, I'd rather they just have gone to straight up like a rotary shifter here or something else, or buttons up top. But I believe case studies showed that customers of F-150s prefer an actual physical transmission selector. But because it's a physical transmission selector, it has to be here, and it has to have the kind of the fold down feature to get it out of the way for this. But if your truck has, I mean, that's pretty cool. Let's take a quick look at the window sticker. This is a 2021 F-150 Lariat Super Crew. It's actually, it says vehicle not for sale, because I think this was one of the earliest like pre-production ones. So again, no pricing or even like fuel economy data on this, because it's an early truck. But it's rapid red paint, which I think is the same as the Mach-E that I had. The 3.5 Powerboost, the full hybrid with the 10-speed automatic. It does have the Pro Power Onboard 7.2 kilowatt hour Lariat, so B&O sound system, a couple things like that, but this one doesn't have the price on it, so actually I need to go look up how much this truck should probably cost. Quick exterior walk around. I like the rapid red paint. It looked really good on the Mach-E. Updated headlights, which I think the overall styling of this car has gone more evolutionary versus a complete overhaul, so pretty similar to the outgoing one, but tweaks there. So the new bigger headlights with the big DRL around. Got the Lariat, more off-road looking tires. We have fixed side steps here. See the big Powerboost badge on the side, which indicates that this is the hybridized version. Full-length cabin, so plenty of space back here too. Got the seats down, got some brown leather here too. Sport 4x4 sticker out back, updated taillights, but this actually really reminds me of like the previous gen, and I think a mid-2000s F-150 taillights, so it's still pretty similar here. The cool thing with F-150s is the tailgate that does all the multi-function things. So let's see if I can remember how it all works. This pops out like that, and the step comes down, and then you can pull this out here, and that goes up, and then now you have a step and a handle to get yourself up into the bed of your F-150. So that's pretty cool. That's something that's different. Like the Ram, they treat it differently. You have the Ram's thing, little step that pops out from the side. I know, I think the Chevy GMCs, they put a little step into the bumper, but this is the Ford version, and it actually gives you a full step. And that's pretty cool. And then when you're done with it, it just folds back, I think. How do I make this go back in? 2 hands. That required 2 hands. That releases that. Slides back in. Now this probably just, I wonder how this goes in. Lift it up, slides in, and then you can close your liftgate. There we go. That is discover how the liftgate works on the F-150 with Eddie. Ooh, look at that animation. That's pretty cool. Oh, it would be. I always would love it if the manufacturers would exactly match the color. I know that would probably be a little more difficult, extra programming, but looks nice in blue. We have the big Ford logo on the center screen there. And now when I fire the truck up, or I guess just turn it on, ooh, built Ford tough. That's cool. On the key fob, we double tap the button and the liftgate comes down on its own. Hear it beeping a bit. And the coolest thing also is you double tap it again and it will automatically pull itself back shut, which is absolutely convenient. There's also a button right here in the middle that you can push. Liftgate comes down. We've got these markings here for clamps, so really functional too. You see these also measurement. We got imperial and metric, so centimeters and inches for measuring on the liftgate. And then the really cool thing is the power. I can do this again. We'll pull the step out to get back into the back. So this truck is essentially a giant generator. We have 4 120 volt 20 amp outlets right here, and then we even have a 240 volt right there. Some status lights, there's the button there. Also the LED bed lighting, got another button. When it turns off, you can hit that and it turns back on. There's off, and it's back on. That's just really cool. Full spray and bed liner too. You have a Ford logo there at the front. But right here, this is really cool. So with Pro Power Onboard, check out what it can do. This is from the Ford Media Kit. With the upgraded 7.2 kilowatt output, let's just say you're framing a house. This is what can be run simultaneously. Compound miter saw, circular saw, battery charger, hammer drill, half horsepower air compressor, and floodlights. If you can run a mobile metal shop. If you're off-roading, you've got some electric dirt bikes, you got an electric griddle to make some breakfast, and an air compressor. That's really impressive. All from these 4 120 volt outlets and that 240. Literally can operate as a generator. Just wrapped up filming the review of the truck. I'm really impressed by this powertrain actually, the fact that it can just run in pure EV mode so much of the time. When you're just coasting along, the engine really quickly shuts off. I'm just coasting, and as I need to accelerate again and I need power, it will turn back on. But now we're slowing down to come to a light. Still doing 30 miles an hour, but the engine is completely off. And that is quite impressive. The fact that I've driven 166 miles and 55.6 of those have been pure electric. That's almost a third of the miles. Actually, almost exactly a third of the miles pure electric. Didn't do so well braking there. It tells you how much energy was returned in terms of a percentage. We've got the B&O sound system in this, which sounds pretty good. Heated seats running. And then when you change your drive modes with this dial, look at the center cluster. It's got this animation that goes through. That's really sharp. It's like 3D rendered animation. That looks really cool. Sport mode makes everything turn a little more sporty looking and shifts it into 4-wheel drive. Got a black and red theme there. At night, as you approach the F-150, the lights will automatically turn on to greet you. So the DRLs come on. We have some side lights here, really nice and bright. And the taillights, obviously. Late night grocery trip. Let's go. The startup animations, oop, come on, it was out of focus startup animation, but that's really cool. We have the Ford logo in the middle, and I think when you turn the truck on, it goes to like the Built Ford Tough thing. Oh yep, right to the bed, and there you go, Built Ford Tough. That's pretty cool. It's a cold Monday evening after work as I wrap up my week with the all-new F-150. Some final thoughts. Actually, really interesting news today. Ford just announced that an all-electric F-150 is coming. It's going to be called the Lightning. I think May 19th is the release, so by the time this video goes up, it might have already been released. So all pure electric F-150 is coming, and we knew that was going to happen. I ended up liking this a lot. I'm actually making a trip to IKEA right now because my cars are a Shelby 350R and an R8, and the truck is much more practical because I got rid of my truck. So taking advantage of the last day with the F-150 and making a quick IKEA trip, not getting anything major. I ended up liking this truck quite a bit. I think the only thing I would take that I still think my Ram was better at is the air suspension. The ride quality, adjustable ride height was a really, really cool feature. This still rides very nicely, it drives well, the torque is great. I put it in sport mode, even in normal mode, just getting off the line, passing people, the power is very much there. Does it have like the over-the-top kind of the Baja truck feel of like a Raptor or the insanity of a TRX? No, but usable all-around torque, the combination is really, really good. And then the functionality just blows me away. The utility of everything that Ford thought about with the bed out back, running as a generator. I mean, making this a hybrid truck really did open up a lot of possibilities. And with a pure electric version, I'm really interested to see, because interior packaging, they can do really cool things. Just the fact that Ford did this thing here with the center console and the table, I mean, I'm sure a pure EV, they could do stuff like that too, just on a different scale, right? Like, that's nifty. That is just cool. I could just set my camera on this if I wanted to. I really hope to try out one of these once it has the over-the-air update for the full, like, self-driving suite on the highway. That'll be really interesting, because right now, the lane keep assist and everything like that is already pretty good. And then, obviously, I want to try out the Raptor, and hopefully the higher performance Raptor R, which I believe was teased but not officially announced, and pretty much it's going to happen. And then this pure electric Ford Lightning. They're bringing back the Lightning name, pure electric. I just posted a review of the Mach-E, which I actually ended up liking a bit as a daily driver. Not quite as like a, I wouldn't replace my Shelby with a Mach-E at the moment. But yeah, these are my thoughts living with the all-new Ford F150 Powerboost. Really great engineering, good technology. They thought about a lot of stuff. It's definitely a good truck. And with that, I will conclude this video. We'll head off to IKEA, pick up some stuff. I'm gonna listen to some BPM on Sirius over this great B&O sound system and conclude this video. Thanks for watching.